Well, we felt like it was very important for the children to know how the country was formed, why the country was formed, to know our founding documents, and what they mean. So we decided to start a camp. They already had one, a Liberty camp. They already had one in Brandon. So a couple of our teachers went over and observed them in their camp. They gave us their curriculum, and when they came back, that's what we used our first year, was that curriculum. But then the next year we decided there were other things that we wanted to emphasize. So our teachers wrote their own curriculum using the guidelines that we had drawn up. And that's how we hope that all the camps will work. We will give them our curriculum, and then they can decide for themselves how they want their camps to be. The camp is 5 days, Monday through Friday. It's set up on a vacation Bible school type format. And on the first day, we teach them things like why the Pilgrims came to America, taxation without representation, Paul Revere and the Battle of Lexington and Concord, George and Martha Washington, Betsy Ross. We have reenactors that come in on Friday and answer the questions from the children. We try to have at least one parent to act as a governor for each class. And there's 4 teachers plus Ruth, who does the cooking for us, and she teaches the children why they're eating what they're eating. They have cornbread where they grind their own corn and they make their own butter, and we totally immerse the children in colonial times. They dress in colonial costumes. You'll notice that some of them have on costumes, the ones that choose to wear them. But as far as man hours, there's at least 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, at least 6 teachers and teachers' aides. Plus we have teenage volunteers that earns hours, community service hours, by volunteering. For the education, that was our main thing, the education, because we knew that the school systems were not teaching the children early American history anymore. The children were growing up without knowing why this country was founded, how this country was founded, what laws the country was founded on, and the way the country was supposed to be. And the neat thing is, the children then go home from camp and they teach the parents. It spreads out throughout the community. The outcome of this camp is immeasurable. You can't count the reasons why it's a good idea to have a Liberty camp.
I love it. I love what they come out of here with. I love what they, are learning. I think it's very important for our children to realize the history that our country had. And, we're going to be here next year and the year after and the year after and the year after that until they don't have the camp anymore, because we're sold.
This is an email that was sent to us by a guest speaker about the children in the camp. The children were incredible. When you ask, what did Paul Revere do, you expect someone to say, silversmith. But when they answer back, engraver, dentist, manufacturer, you should instantly be aware that these young people know very well what they are about. They already had the idea of tyranny and liberty already locked in their permanent lexicon. The staff of the camp were super helpful and very welcoming. The facility was nice, and it made an excellent experience.
I was so overwhelmed by what we weren't being taught in our schools and what our children didn't know. And my kids came away from this camp having learned so much about the reality of how our country was founded. My daughter, 3 years out, can still recite the preamble of the Constitution. I was very proud of that. this is important. If we don't know where we started, we won't know how we should finish. We won't know how to live our lives according to how our country was founded, and we will take whatever's given to us when we don't know what our actual rights are. So that's why it's important to me.
This is our first year coming to Liberty Camp, and we heard about it through our homeschool group. We started coming Monday, and my son just loved it. He was grumbling Monday morning when we tried to get him up to come. He's like, "Mom, I don't want to go." But then Wednesday morning when I was waking him up, he's like, "Mom, thank you so much for signing me up for Liberty Camp." He's really enjoying the interaction, the hands-on learning that he's getting. It's really making history alive for him.